host, Keith Andrew, and I'm here with Cynthia Santiago. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you.
And this is episode 311. Like, once again, this is episode 311. I'm your host, Keith Andrew. Along here is the talented and beautiful Cynthia Santiago. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you for having me.
With that being said, half hour, 45 minutes of your time.
Okay.
Say anything you want, ask me anything. I'm going to push on you. You can push back on me. You can ask me anything. Everything's on the table. And it's uncensored. Freedom of speech, freedom of self-expression, and say anything you want.
Okay.
Supporting good cause and making a new friend out of it. And
yes.
For people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. But you should never give up, and you should prove to them you can still mount to something. That labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and you should prove to them you can still mount to something. That being said, half hour, 45 minutes of your time, say anything you want, completely whatever you want to talk about, freedom of speech. And starting off, I'm going to ask you the easy questions.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pass the show over to you. You can ask me anything you want.
Okay.
So starting off, what can you tell us about your life growing up? And were you a study nerd or party animal in college?
I grew up in Puerto Rico, born and raised. I moved to the U.S. when I was 18. I was very much a nerd growing up. I had straight A's, honor student, went to the presidential classroom, if that's nerdy enough. And then I went into college, and I guess I got a little rebellious because I had been so good. So I partied a little bit, maybe a little too much, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I'm still very much a nerd. I love reading articles and things about history and politics and psychology, especially medicine. That's always something, science and medicine are something that really interests me. Yeah, I would consider myself a nerd still.
Yeah, same here, for the most part. But the reason I just call myself a nerd, the next thing I'm going to ask you, is when you were growing up, what were some of your favorite sports growing up?
I actually tried to play volleyball, but I was terrible at it. So I was in a team when I was in 6th grade, but I never got to play because I was just so bad. And it was a different time then when everybody was not getting medals and getting to play. So if you didn't play well, you just didn't get to play at all. So I got to practice with the team, but I quickly gave that up. And I studied ballet, and I did ballet all of my life. So I know a lot of people don't consider it a sport, but it is a lot of hard work. And I did dance 6 days a week pretty much my entire life. I went to college for ballet, and I stopped dancing around the age of 21, but I still go back here and there. I just still enjoy it.
No, absolutely. Now, the last easy question I was going to ask you, then we can go to the hard-hitting subjects, was, did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or not into the whole human pyramid thing?
I've never done a human pyramid, no. I think I was always afraid. I'm probably one of those people that I'm worried about getting injuries that are going to affect me later on, so I'm not that kind of risk taker.
I hear. I can't even talk.
No, you're good.
I love that stuff. I'm a loser.
What? What did you say?
Oh, I love that stuff. I'm a loser.
Oh, no, it's great. It's not a loser. I mean, I have seen those huge pyramids they make in Spain that are like, I don't know, 10 people high. Those are pretty impressive, but I could not do that.
Well, would you be interested in doing some? And before you answer, I'm making a Guinness Book of World Records / YouTube record. So I'm trying to get as many women together to form some pyramids, different types, and I was wondering if you would like to take part in it. Basically, it's a giant hangout and you're just having fun.
Well, I mean, that sounds quite fun, but I just found out I'm pregnant, so that's probably not a good idea right now.
Well, it's not anything's happened for the mid-future. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
But for the pyramid stuff, that's not happening for a while. But so down the road, if you ever...
So down the road, yeah, maybe. I would have to see then.
No.
I'm kind of afraid of heights, too, so maybe if I'm, like, in the third level, not as high up.
I hear you. Actually, while we're on the subject, if you don't mind, is if you had to choose what type of pyramids are your favorite and what are the worst?
What type of pyramids? You know, I honestly don't know much about pyramids, so I don't really know how to answer that question. I guess Egyptian pyramids would be my favorite.
I know, like I said, I'm a loser because I know a lot of different types. There's basically there's the normal one that's like this, the rows. There's the stack ones, or there's actually how you sit Indian style. And you say I'm sitting Indian style, and you sit on my lap, and the next person, and the next person. So
that sounds pretty neat. I think that might be my favorite then.
And it's easier too.
Yeah, it sounds a little more stable.
That's true. So you can do the basic ones where you're side by side, or you can do 2 by 2, or there's hundreds of different ones. I know. I basically.
Don't call yourself a loser.
No, I'm not. I was gonna say obsessed with that because I always wanted to do one since I was 4, and I was always told that no one does that. Only people in circuses do that. But yet there's 800 people on YouTube doing it all the time, so it's kind of like, okay, whatever.
Wow, I didn't realize that many people were doing that.
So I'm just basically looking for a group of people to hang out with and just have fun with.
Okay, I mean, that sounds fun. I mean, anytime you get people together, it's going to be fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't mean to impose on you. I apologize.
No, you're totally fine.
I do my interviews a little differently, from the guys and the girls, because the girls you can flirt with. You can flirt with the girls, but the guys you can't because, then that would be awkward. Anyway, throw myself underneath the bus, but I'm going to ask you some hard-hitting questions, and then we're going to take, actually, let me take a commercial break so I can correct my thoughts, and then we come back and I ask you some hard-hitting questions.
No problem. Take your time.
Video message for yourself or as a gift for someone else. For personal connections, shoutouts, birthdays, proposals, weddings, and much more. Enter your details about yourself so the celebrity can record a personal video message especially for you, including details such as your name, age, birthday, hobbies, or whatever else you include. As soon as the video has been recorded, you'll get an email with your link so you can share it on social media or download and keep it. Celebrities record videos as and when they can, usually within 2 weeks. But if you want a video for a specific date and it does not look like it will arrive in time, you can cancel it and get an instant refund at the click of a button. There are hundreds of celebrities to choose from and many more joining every day. Search by category or genre, buy a gift voucher, get updates and offers, and encourage your favorite celebrities to join so they can connect with fans in a fun and unique way. Raise money for their charities and much more. So order your video now for yourself or for someone else.
I'm so bored.
Want to see something really cool?
Yeah!
Now you'll never be bored again with Loot Crate, a totally bodacious mystery box packed with awesome toys, radical games, and other surprises. And the best part is, you can get Loot Crate delivered right to your door. So don't delay. Ask your parents and order today.
Everything okay in there? Yeah, everything great. I love Loot Crate.
Welcome back to 311. Now that I corrected my thoughts and we're on the same page now, so you don't think I'm a complete ass. Like I said, freedom of speech, freedom of self-expression.
I'm just not going to allow you to say any of those negative things.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you support me, I support you.
Okay.
So starting off, I'm going to ask you, when you started your career, how many years have you been performing, number one? And I know you mentioned this, well, if you're okay with it, congratulations on being pregnant, with that being said, does that impact your acting career, or are you putting your acting career on hold?
I'm not putting it on hold right now. I'm actually doing a film, and I shoot next week, and that's about the story of a composer. Actually, he's plays the piano for the Dallas Symphony here in Texas, and so I'm doing that. I am going to have to take a break at some point when my belly starts getting big, but for now, everything is going according to plan. So how I started, I would consider myself a performer probably pretty much all my life. Being a ballerina, you get to perform in front of an audience, and I really enjoyed that. I was always really shy growing up, so I think dance was a way for me to express myself without having to use my words, speaking of words. And then I had some bad things happen in my life when I was in my 20s, and I pretty much lost everything. Like I lost my job, my car, my house, found out that my credit had been ruined by another person. And so I thought to myself, I always wanted to be an actress and I didn't know how to do it. So I thought, well, I have nothing to lose now, so I might as well just jump on it. So I started pursuing acting, and I accidentally ran into modeling. Like that's kind of what people wanted me to do. So I did some modeling as a way of getting into acting. And then I started acting 6 years ago. I've been studying very hard for the last 6 years, and I've done lots of films, commercials, and things like that. And it's been a great journey. I learn something new every day. As far as how the pregnancy affects it, I don't know yet how it affects it. I have noticed I'm a little bit more emotional, so maybe I can cry a little bit easier. But besides that, nothing's really changed so far.
Well, you did say ask you anything, so now
go ahead.
I'm going to pass it to you. Was there anything you wanted to ask me? And, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, for my my acting career, or if you look at it, this is kind of my demos and my auditions. It's basically, the reason I do the talk shows is like what you mentioned off the air when we talked to commercial break, is I do have poor people skills. I suffer from depression, and I do have anxiety. And so if we met in the street, I'll give you a perfect example what I mean by that. If we met in the street and I know in my head, okay, we're going to meet, we're going to hang out, we're going to get a drink or whatever, then I'm fine. But for someone who other way of looking at it, I was in the mall with my parents. I went off and I did my own thing. And someone recognized me from my show. And that's fine. That's why I want to do this, so I can get recognized. But the guy's like, out to school. Someone's like, oh, hey, Keith, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hi, how are you? And you are...
Well, gosh, then maybe I have a disability, because that's me like every day. I am terrible about remembering people. And, like I said, I'm socially awkward as well. I 2 years ago went to Sundance, and a film that I was in, 99 Homes, which Michael Shannon got an Oscar nomination for, was playing there. And so we go to this celebrity party, and I guess people saw me there and assumed that I was some famous person. So I wake up the next morning, and there's a crowd of people in front of my building. And I know some people love that, but I just had like anxiety and panic. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up making a friend there, and I called him, and he like kind of escorted me through the people and pushed people away. And it was kind of fun for like 15 minutes, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes. I was like, oh, this is exciting. People are really liking me. But soon after that, I just started shutting down. I just kind of was avoiding people, trying to go with their mega celebrities were, so that people would kind of ignore me because, I don't know, someone mega famous was next to me, so they didn't care about me. And to be honest with you, I was supposed to be there 7 days, and I left after 4 days because I couldn't handle all those people and all that energy. So, yeah, I guess we have that in common.
If you really wanted to have fun with someone, you just walk around like, excuse me, you just say, screw it, air horn, blast them.
Oh my gosh, I like that idea.
You gotta move eventually, so you either gotta move the easy way or you gotta do it the hard way.
Yeah, I might actually steal that. I might actually try that sometime. Yeah, it was a really strange thing, just people that I've never met trying to take my picture or just grab me so they could do a selfie. So it was really odd. I mean, I like I said, I shut down. I ended up eating pizza crust in my room for 2 days because I didn't even want to go out, and that's all I had. So it's pretty bad and sad, I guess. But
well, I can relate to it. I guess let's see, I haven't got a phrases question. When I went to Comic-Con, and by the way, it's coming up in Poughkeepsie if you're ever in the New York area.
Okay.
Actually, an idea after the show I do want to talk to you about. Maybe you can help me out. Really appreciate it. But Hudson Valley Comic-Con, it's going to be their second year this year. And basically, long story short, I went with a couple of my friends. They were talking to someone, and basically, let's use you for an example. Or
okay.
Actually, I used you for an example. Let's use myself. You come over to me with your friends, and you're like, okay, you're talking, you walk away for a minute, and you look back, you're like, where the hell did it go? So, basically, that was me. I followed my sister and her friend. Basically, we're talking to this artist. I was like, okay, well, if you talked about him, I want to stop and talk about him. I stopped, I talked, and when I went to turn around, they're like, really? Where the hell did he go? So long story short, I ran around the whole building, finally found them. At that point, they're like, been a half hour, you're on your own. Now you're back, you're in one piece. Do whatever you want. It's like, okay, thanks. You could have known that from the start. But anyway, so I got, the whole excitement and the energy in the air. It's like a drug, okay. Because it's very addicting. And once you get going and going, I was on this kick after going to Hudson Valley Comic-Con. It's like, okay, New Jersey, Rockland, Long Island, the city, San Diego, where you're from. And there's all these Comic-Cons. I want to go there, here, there. Yeah, I was going and going, like the Energizer Bunny.
Did you dress up?
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Did you dress up?
A little bit. I wanted to go look professional, so I went with my Iron Maiden shirt.
Okay.
So I went for a punker look.
Okay, that sounds pretty
Or,
fun.
the whole rock and roll thing.
Yeah.
But the point is, once you get hooked on something, it's like, it's a drug. It gets so addicting. Like, oh my God, this is so good. What else is there? I want to get out to meet more people. Because I was running around introducing myself to artists, to all the different actors. And I was like, I want to do more. And it only took me about 3 months to get the rocket out of my ass, saying I have to calm down. Because I was so amped up for 3 months, saying I want to go do this, I want to do that. And no, it was very exciting, but at the same time, looking at it from your point of view, because I'm the outside looking in, and you're the inside looking out, because you were in 99 homes, so you know how people can be. It was giant crowds, and all that energy can be really overwhelming.
It is.
Your point of view, from being very excited from me, it's overwhelming for you because you say, okay, Keith, calm down, you're excited. But for me, I'm the outside looking in and then looking out, and you're like, turn down the energy, overwhelming. Do you agree with that?
I do. I mean, I was warned that that was going to be something that takes getting used to. So I guess I just have to get used to it. Yeah, like I said earlier, I've always been a little socially awkward when it comes to crowds. So I think that's what kind of freaked me out, was just having all those people just kind of trying to get a piece of you, you know, I mean, I remember like a couple people just like grabbing me by the neck, just trying to like pull me to get a selfie, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, are they gonna kill me? Are they gonna, you know, it's kind of a safety issue. Like, you don't know if people are going to like jump on you or kind of attack you. And I think if people were more calm, it would have been a little bit easier for me, or maybe if it happened gradually. But I went from like nobody even caring who I was to waking up to a crowd of people, so it was just shocking. So I'm sure it'll be better next time, because now I've had the shocking experience and I can maybe work the crowd a little bit better. But yeah, it was just overwhelming, and it kind of saddens me a little bit, because I do want to be there for people, and I do want to be that person that, you know, gives autographs and gives the pictures. And I did do some of that throughout the day, the people that were nice about it, or just kind of asked me, or, you know, if I saw a few people, that was fine. It was just this crowd of people just coming at me was just scary, really.
It's like a swarm of bees.
Yes, exactly. Except these bees are like humongous, you know, and I'm kind of a small person. I'm 5'6" and 115 pounds, so it doesn't take much to knock me down.
Well, if you need a bodyguard, I got your back.
Well, then how is that going to work? Because then we're both going to shut down and be awkward.
Well, I was going to bring up my next point. Just take a Xanax with you. Then you just walk around with an I don't care attitude. Hey, you want to take a picture? Yeah, sure. You know, a picture, yeah. You know, I know I'm really bad at doing impressions. But, you know, I just wanted to make you laugh. But actually, before I pass the show over to you, I know there's kind of like a delay in Skype. I apologize.
No, you're fine. I was going to say that on that note, you know, you said take a Xanax. And I remember I saw Michael Shannon there, and he goes, Cynthia, how you doing? And I said, you know, I'm just kind of overwhelmed and stressed out. He goes, you're just doing this all wrong, Cynthia. You just have to drink and just go with the flow. It's like Vegas, you know, just drink and then sleep and then just do it again. Like, don't think about it. And I think that was the best advice, just because, I mean, first of all, he's like a mega star, you know, so anything he has to say, I'm going to listen to. But also, you know, I think I was just kind of worried about, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing or not? So, yeah, I guess drinking or Xanax or whatever to relax might help. I'll have to keep that in mind next time.
Well, I'm always in your corner, and I hope you're in mine.
Yes, definitely.
So the next question I was going to ask you, we know you're an actress, but were you ever interested in doing voiceovers? And number one, and can you do impressions?
I'm terrible at impressions. I have done a couple of voiceovers just for Metro PCS. I used to do a lot of spots for them, like training videos and spots like that. So I have done some of it, but there's a skill to that, and I haven't quite learned the technique and the skill to control my voice very well. But it is something I would love to do eventually, because I think I can play some cute little characters, you know, some cartoons or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't explored that option yet. Acting just takes so much of my life right now. I spend time preparing for roles and learning lines that I wouldn't have time to add that in right now. But it's something I want to add eventually. Oh,
absolutely. And for people who visit my channel, I am a big fan of Dumbo and Chubbuck. So,
oh gosh.
So for an example, I do a lot of fan-made parodies. So for an example, I would give you a couple lines, you would repeat them, and I would match them up to the video, and you can do different voices and have fun with it. You're just putting your own spin on it. Would that be something you would be interested in?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Easy enough, right?
Yeah. I haven't done voiceover like that, but I did do a film. Well, actually, I didn't do a film. There was a film done here not recently, about a year ago, and the actress quit after they finished the production, and when they went back to do editing, they realized that the sound was terrible. So they put us in a phone booth to do the lines again, but this girl had quit. So I had to go into this booth and do all of her lines. So I had to act with my voice and just kind of match what she was doing in the movements. And that was actually really interesting because that was the first time that I actually had to become the voice of another person. So that was kind of a voiceover type of job. And then I did a film of my own that happened as well. The sound was bad, and that's something that happens in films a lot, sometimes because of noise of, I don't know, dogs or airplanes or just stuff that they can't control. So what they do is they film it, and then you go back into a studio and just do all the voices for it. And that's kind of cool, you know. Sometimes in this particular film, it was an action film, and so I was trying to imitate the punches and stuff, so I was just like in the room going, and, you know, trying to say the voices. So judging from that experience, I would definitely like to try it, but like I said, it's a skill, especially with cartoons and things like that you have to be able to really control your voice, which I'm still learning that.
No, absolutely. Now, I can do some impressions. They're not spot on, but
okay.
If you're interested, I can do some.
I would love to hear it.
I can do Yogi Bear. I was doing, not how that sounds, I was doing Yogi Bear because I don't swing that way. I was, like I said, I have no filter when I speak. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing.
So far, it's good.
It's true, and you can take the impression that I can get myself in some sticky situations because I don't think. So when I was in high school, You and I must have been like brother and sister in another life, because that's my biggest joke, that I'm just going to say the wrong thing, and that's going to be the end of me. I'm going to eat the wrong thing or say the wrong thing. It's going to be my mouth. That's going to be my trouble. Right. My dad says that to me all the time. You have to watch what you say, or you got to be picking your... actually, you get yourself into a situation and try, God help you. But whatever. It's funny. I can get myself into situations, but I can easily backpedal out of it. But,
that's good.
For Yogi Bear, when I was imitating him through, I guess, 2004 to now, when I was doing my radio station. And just for guests I really like, I do imitations. It's like, hey, boo boo, hey, do.
That's great. That's really good.
If you had to rate it 1 out of 10, how do you think?
I would probably give it a 10. I think you could actually do that voice.
Appreciate it.
Does that and call him up.
Maybe. Have you ever seen a cartoon Banana Man?
I have not. No. But I would still like to hear it.
Alright, well, it's really bad. It's bad funny.
Okay.
So, there's this guy, and there's a lot of people who do the voices. I can't think of who else, but it's like, wow, kazam, kapow! And I heard that voice. I know it's from Banana Man. Don't know where else it's from, but apparently it's a famous voice. Well, kazam!
It kind of sounds a little like, is it Mike Myers that does Austin Powers?
A little bit.
I bet you could, like, imitate him really well.
I can imitate Ray Romano.
Oh, let me hear that.
Alright, so my last impression.
Okay.
Have you ever seen, what was it, Venture Brothers? It's Brock Sampson. It was on Adult Swim.
I've seen parts of it.
Now, a lot of people will debate saying, oh, that's not Ray Romano, that's number 2. But it could be the same impression. But anyway, it goes like, well, now, wait, what's the other voice? Oh, come on, I just went to the mall today. You could have seen it. I was so busy. Who's been eating my potato chips? Come on.
That's really good.
It's a hobby.
Do you know what Funimation is?
Yes, they make Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, they have a studio here in Texas. That's where they're based, and they actually have open calls. Like, you can call in, and they have a day where they just see anybody that is wanting to try it. Maybe you should check into that.
Hey, if you like to put a good word in for it, I appreciate it.
I don't know. I don't know them, but But I can probably find out the information for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and you should try it too.
Okay.
And Funimation's been around since 30 years. You know, they did He-Man, they did She-Ra.
I have a friend that voices things for them.
What you have?
Yes, I probably should get you in contact with her, but she voices, I think, 2 or 3 different Japanese anime for them.
I love Japanese anime.
So yeah, that's what she does. That's what she does. She's only a voiceover actress, and she works for Funimation.
There's this guy I used to. I want him back on the show. We had a great interview, but he kind of chickened out because I asked him, "Can you imitate?" Its name is Michael Herbert. No, Kyle Herbert, and he does. Do you like Dragon Ball Z?
Do I?
Yes.
I mean, I used to like it more, but I had an ex-boyfriend that was a big fan, and he just kind of spoiled it for me. But yes,
we should definitely hang out and watch it. So he would, Michael Herbert, I keep saying Michael, it's Mr. Herbert, let's call him Kyle Herbert. He did the voices of Adult Gohan, Pikkon, Les Kai, and I said, let's do something fun. Let's do something fun for the interview. I'm gonna ask you some questions about gay rights, legalizing marijuana. Where do you stand on the political debates? But
taboo questions there.
It's true, but that's not why he got annoyed at. He got annoyed as, can you do the voices? We would like to hear Gohan's point on it. And he made it joke like Pikkon says, so well, you talk about black lives, green, black lives, white lives. I'm green, so what about green lives? It was really fun, and he said, I have no problem with it, but because he's under contract with Funimation, and it's kind of like, that's another question I was going to ask you. If you own the voice, that's you. That's completely you. Because there's a lot of actors that do voices for fun. I have a friend, Kerrigan Mayhem, that goes around, and for people who don't know who Kerrigan Mayhem is, good friend of mine, he's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He did Godar.
Wow.
So he goes and does little skits where he does the voices. I have to send you one of them. It's really funny. So I'm like, well, okay. Most of it impressive. It's like, well, okay. If he can be on my show doing impressions, well, I want to get more voiceover people from Dragon Ball Z on the show. And I know, something was the contract, and we're working on getting it back on the show, but give it some time. But so basically, I'm like, if you own the voice, if it's not computer generated, like if it's computer generated, then okay, it's the software is registered, then it's registered with the company. But if I'm doing a crappy version of Ray Romano, or you're doing like a Mowgli from Chubbuck, you own that voice, and you have the right to do it wherever you want. But it's a sticky situation when you do it.
I mean, not really, because in the end, it's a character, and so the company that created the character owns that character, and that would be a lot of it. I mean, some of these contracts that we get are just so particular, and you have to be so careful, because I mean, they have millions of dollars to sue you, and you don't have usually. So I could understand why he might have just been a little posed or weird about it, because in the end, I mean, with my friend, her name is Janine Tirado, and she voices all these characters, but even when she goes to Comic-Con or any of those things, she can't do the voices because they're not hers. They belong to Funimation. So everything is under them, and it is her voice, but it is their character.
But I almost said some characters, but some people would say, aren't we going to Comic-Con and paying to hear the voices? But maybe we'll get at that point.
Yes, that's true, but they're not going there on their own. They usually have to go because the company has sent them there. So they're still working under that umbrella of that company.
I hear you. Now, the next question I was going to ask you, then we're wrapping up and pass it over to you, is do you think, that, trying to find the words for it, well, do you think social media is bullshit, saying you have I haven't looked at your followers, so I'm just spitballing here. You have 2 million, say you had 2 million followers, and you are a beautiful woman, so you get all these parts. Yet I only have 500 people following me. Do you think social media really has the right to dictate saying, well, Keith has a good message and he has a good cause, but Cynthia over here has 2 billion people following her. She may not have a good message, but look at her traffic. Do you think that social media really should dictate, if you should get the job, if you should be seen? Like we see, you're an actress. Does that dictate if you should? 99 Homes is a perfect example. You were in that film, but did your media dictate on if you deserve that role?
This is a great question, and it's actually one of the biggest struggles that actors are facing nowadays, because movies like Medea's Christmas or Medea's Halloween movie that came out, a lot of the actors in that film were not actors, they were social influencers.
Yeah.
And as an actor, that's very painful, because I do train so hard to get those types of roles, and here come these people with major followings and taking over those jobs. So, I understand why it happens. A lot of studios, they need to have basically a guarantee that people are going to watch those films and are going to have a following. So having these social influencers in the film is some way of them guaranteeing that they're going to get that. But on the flip side, someone like me, I just started growing my social media following. I have never focused on that, and that's something that I just started focusing on as of this summer, just because that is a reality of what's happening right now. I don't know if I've lost roles to it yet, because there's no way for me to know that, but I have been to auditions where I have been asked what's my following, and it's kind of frustrating. I don't want to say that it's, to use your words, bullshit, but it's definitely frustrating. I want to be hired because of my talent, not because of my following. So it's kind of hard to manage that. And, as an actor, you have so much things to do. You have to go audition, you have to learn lines, and if you're working on a character for a film, then you have to work on that character. And then on top of that, you have to worry about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and there's all these sites to worry about. And then on top of that, there's websites for actors to look for work. So that alone can consume your life, just spending time trying to develop a following. So there's good things and bad things. It's good if you are looking to grow and get exposure, but I also think that that's got to be followed by talent. You can't just have 2 million followers and then have no talent, because yes, you might book a role, but you might not get another role because you can't act.
Yeah.
So you really have to have it all. And I actually hate social media for that, because it's so time consuming, and that's actually one of my biggest frustrations, is how to build a following and still focus on my acting. And it suffered, I took 2 months to focus on social media, and my acting suffered. I didn't have time to put into my acting. So I for myself, I have not found that balance yet on how to manage the social media and manage the acting. So I've just kind of gave up on it, and I'm just like, okay, I'll just post whatever I want to post, and if people want to follow me, great, but I'm not spending so much time trying to gain that following. I just kind of hope that my work speaks for itself, and that people like you find me and just kind of put a word out there and help me that way. But it's frustrating, I wish it didn't exist, but it does exist, and we have to grow and adapt. And I'm not famous yet, so I guess when you're famous, you don't have to worry about social media, because other people handle it for you. But in my in my level right now, it's just really hard to figure out how to be an actress and gain a following. So yeah, and I actually went to LA and did a whole workshop on social media and following and social influencing, and I learned a ton. But in the end, you focus on what's important to you. And so for me, it's more important to be a great actress than to be famous. I never got into acting because I wanted to be famous. I got into acting because I love the craft. I love performing. I love the idea of getting behind people's minds and what motivates people to do the things they do, good or bad. You know, every character has a story, and it's exciting for me to find out that story more than it is to have 2 million followers and people following me. So I guess it just in the end depends on what it is that you got in it for. You know, I do know actresses or actors that want to be famous, and so they just love that, and they spend a lot of time doing the social media, not so much in the acting side. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's kind of a love-hate relationship that I have with it.
Well, do you think social media hurts? Yeah, on that subject, and you know, I have had people turn down my invite because they're like, well, okay, well, if John Cena was going to be on your show, can you guarantee 1 million people? Can you guarantee this? Can you guarantee that? I'm like, first off, you know, I'm a handicapped retarded, number one. Two, I have a good message. Three, I'm doing all this myself, so I'm proving to you that I'm capable of doing something. And all you care about is, not you, but the person or people out there saying, you have to give me something in return. You have to help me get seen. You need to give me more followers. You need to do this for me. Or better yet, give me $600 and I do whatever you want. So it's really hard to find good-hearted, decent people out there. Passing it back to you.
And I, you know, in the end, it goes down to what people care about. You know, it sounds like a lot of those people care about their fame, you know, and being popular, which has never been, like I said, that's not why I'm in this. I've always been a people person, and I have all kinds of friends. I mean, I have friends that are, you know, very intelligent, and I have a friend that's an actor and he has Asperger's disease, and you know, and people told him he couldn't be an actor because he stutters and all these things, and he's one of the most amazing actors that I know, especially because when he gets into a role, it's like for some reason he transforms. He never stutters or anything. So in his real life he does, but in his characters he doesn't.
Yes.
So it just depends on the person, you know, like everything. You're going to have people that just want to be a people person and like meeting people, and then there's people that only care about the fame and the following and the money. So, I mean, money's nice, obviously, but that's not what powers me. So, yeah, I just, I think what you're doing is great. For me, that's kind of the negative side of social media. Is just people are so consumed in the fame and the appearances of things, you know, and we've kind of lost that human touch and that just being friendly just because, or just meeting people because we like people. So I hate that part about it, and I hate all those Instagram models sometimes that all they just post is booty pictures, and they have like followers, and I'm thinking, God, I'm not going to show my booty just to get 3 million followers, you know? So it is hard, and it's hard to have that balance. As a female, what I face constantly is that I need to be sexy, and, you know, even my friends, and I kind of grew up being a tomboy, and I you know, I like that I can be sexy, but that's not who I am. I don't wear the tight dresses and the low-cut shirts. And that's kind of been one of my battles, is my friends going, well, you need to wear low-cut shirts. You need to wear tight dresses. How else are you going to get a following? But in the end, I've decided for myself that that's not the audience I want. I don't want the people that only care about my sexuality. I want people that care about my brain and who I am as a person.
No, absolutely. And, you know, there's other people that say to me that, well, wrapping up now, it's like, well, we were just doing a great interview, but You say you're handicapped and retarded, but we don't see it.
I don't see that either at all.
Oh, well, you're a perfect example of that. It's that, okay, one, I put a mask on, number one. My family can tell you that, my disability shows more than normal. But when I do something I'm very passionate about, it's really hard to sit still because, right now I'm in my own room, so I'm basically being torn in half because half of me is like professional and there's half of me is like, should I be really saying this? What is my family going to think? What is the best? But then the other side of me is like, I want to get out of here and get my own studio and have my own talk show. But, you're basically being torn in half saying, should I hide my personality? Should I show my personality? If I hide it, then it's kind of like, but if I do show it, I'm going to be criticized. You're going to be criticized for everything.
I mean, you sound like an actor already. That's the life of every actor. It's like, how much of your personality do you really want to show? And, what people see is not always who you are.
Yeah.
Which it's always hard to make that connection and just be who you are and then be what people want you to be. And, I'm guilty of saying the wrong things. My husband's always like, you need to watch what you say on Facebook or you're going to lose a whole bunch of followers. And even that's stressful for me. It's like, oh my God, what do I say so I don't piss off people? But that's really how I feel. And it's this little devil going, say it, just say it. That's who you are. And then this little angel going, don't say that. You're going to lose a whole bunch of people. So it is difficult to find that balance. But, the struggle that you have, it's a struggle we all have. I think people can do and are, I've seen people do amazing things with lots of limitations in their life. So that's kind of what I admire about what you're doing. And I think you should absolutely follow your dream because it doesn't matter what you do. Some people are going to be opposed to what you do. I still face resistance from my own family. My grandmother still calls me and asks me if I have a job, and like, of course I have a job. And she's like, well, but is it a real job or is it that acting job? And I'm like, acting job is a job. Like, who makes this money in a day of work? And she's like, oh, wow. But still, she still asks me, are you going to get a job? Are you serious? Acting is bad. God doesn't want you to do acting. So resistance comes from everywhere. People are always some people are going to love what you do. Some people are going to hate what you do. But you just have to follow your heart and follow your dreams.
My dad does that. He says, this is not a job, it's a hobby, and it's like, I'm trying to turn it into a job. Yeah, well, you need to pull your head out of your ass and go, well, why don't you work in ShopRite, or why don't you go work in retail? It's like, well, I can do both. Yeah, you can, but I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to say, okay, I'm going to put my dreams on hold, and like for you, like your grandmother was saying, when are you going to get a real job? You're not going to please everyone, but how long do you have to put that mask on saying, fine, I will put my dreams on hold and work in a mall for whatever, and then you get sidetracked and something else happens and something else.
Yeah. You just have to keep, just keep focused. Because, when I started acting, I had 3 jobs. Because I obviously wasn't making money as an actress. And I worked really hard, and I thought, it doesn't have to be one or the other. I can have a real job and work towards my dream, and eventually your dream pays off if you work hard enough for it. And that's the hard part. People don't see all the work that goes behind getting to your dreams.
Right.
And again, I did a movie with an Oscar-nominated actor, and my grandmother is still asking me, when am I going to get a real job? So I don't think that's ever going to go away. And, then there's the question of like, well, what have you done? It's like, well, this week, let me see. This week I did this and this and that. And they're like, well, but are you going to get a real job? And it never goes away. It never goes away. You just have to pretend to not hear it, and just kind of keep going.
No, absolutely. Now, wrapping up, I took this one from Bella Raleigh, but actually, let me ask you about your social media following first. How can people follow you? Are you on LinkedIn, Stage 32, Facebook, Twitter?
I'm on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. On Instagram, my handle is just Cynthia S. That's CYNTHIA S. So just Cynthia S. Just like that. On Instagram, it's Love for Cynthia, and that's love the number 4 Cynthia. And on Facebook, I just reached my limit, so I can't really add people, but I do have a like page. So if you follow me there at Cynthia Santiago, you can easily find me. I always communicate with everyone, so if you messenger me, I will respond. Sometimes it takes me a couple days, but I will get back to you, and I do respond to everyone as much as I possibly can. As long as you're not sending me weird naked pictures.
I'm not that type of person.
Yeah, good. I will, just for anybody out there, I don't want to see your naked bodies.
Or go talk to Anthony Weiner. I can always edit that part out. That's a real jab. But wrapping up, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest opinion when I first approached you? And after being a guest, how do you feel now?
When you first approached me, honestly, I was honored. I just thought, wow, someone cares about what I have to say. So that was my first reaction. And then when I found out about your disability, I was really excited. I love helping people that have any kind of challenges or disability. I'm a really strong believer of empowering people and helping people. So anything that I can do to help people, I just love and enjoy. I think everybody has a voice. So, and I really don't feel that disabilities are something to let people get in the way of their dreams. So I was really excited to find that out about you, because I thought, this is someone that's doing something that matters and is going to encourage others to follow their dreams. So I was really, really excited when like I said, when you even cared about talking to me, and then when I found out what you did. And then after having this interview, I loved it. I would do it again if you want to. I enjoyed our conversation. We have so much in common with our awkwardness and our geekiness and, kind of shutting down around people. So I enjoyed talking to you very much and getting to know you. So I'm excited, and I hope we can do it again.
Oh, absolutely. There will definitely will be a part 2. Now stay tuned. I do have a couple questions for you off the air. And next time when we do part 2, I won't be so hesitant around you. When I first meet someone, my hesitant, I can't even pronounce the freaking word. Hesitation, thank you. It's at its peak, but once I get to know you, it's more laid back. So number 2 is going to be a lot more fun. I promise you of that.
Oh, this was good.
But I'm going off the air now. Stay tuned.
I just learned about pyramids.
No, absolutely. I do have a couple questions for you off the air about wrapping up our segment. It was a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2.
Awesome. Sounds great.